everyone, ako po si Danica Moore M. Domingo.
At ako naman po, si Jerry De Los Santos, and we are back with a new episode.
That's right. And as with our previous episodes, dito aming tinatalakay ang ilan sa mga importanteng issue patungkol sa governance and development. Aming din tinatalakay ang ilan sa mga teorya at resulta ng aming mga ginagawang research.
Ngunit sa episode na ito, we will be focusing on the 25th founding anniversary of the College of Public Affairs and Development. Going towards our silver anniversary celebration in January 2023, we will be bringing you some of the most significant people that led CPAf to become an institution with distinctive excellence in public affairs, governance, and development. Our episode today will take us back into the memory lane as we will be interviewing one of the pioneers of CPAf.
So, come with us as we start honoring our past and celebrating our present. And of course, be with us as we pave our way for our future. At ito ang Patok, Usapang Public Affairs and Development.
For this episode, we will be talking with Dr. Carolina Santillana. During what we may say the infancy years of CPAf, she served as the chair for instruction. She also served as the director of the Institute for Community Education under the deanship of Dr. Samuel Mancebo from 2001 to 2003. So today, we will have the privilege to know the roots of CPAf through her eyes. Let's all welcome Dr. Carolina Santillana, one of the professors of the College of Public Affairs and Development during the term of Dr. Samuel Mancebo. Hello, Ma'am Carol. We are very pleased to have you with us today.
Thank you for inviting me for this occasion.
Yes, ma'am. And I hope you had a good morning this day, a good day this day. At nagpapasalamat kami dahil pinaunlakan nyo itong aming maiksing interview for you. Ma'am, we are about to celebrate the 25th anniversary of CPAf in January 2023. How do you feel with about CPAf celebrating its 25th anniversary?
So actually, I feel old because as one of the founding faculty members of CPAf, it's like in marriage where you have to celebrate your silver wedding anniversary and children are already grown up. And I can now look at CPAf objectively from a distance, and I'm glad that it's doing well. The enrollment has not waned, and it's still attracting students from far and wide.
All right. So, ma'am, aside from feeling old, which I don't think emanates from you naman. I met you personally. You're still as jolly as ever. But did you feel like we are doing at least we're doing great as a college?
Yes, as I've said, enrollment is still increasing. So that means you are doing well as a college. And in fact, I think it's now second in student population, second to College of Agriculture when it comes to graduate programs. And that means that it's getting popular especially with developing countries like Nepal, Thailand. We even had students from Bhutan, China, India, and so on. So that means the word is going around that it's good to be a graduate of CPAf.
Yes, ma'am. And you have mentioned po, and we all know that you are one of the founding faculty members of the College of Public Affairs. But we're just curious, ma'am, what was it like then during the first few years of CPAf establishment?
Well, it's a long story. As you know, when CPAf was established, I was still a registrar in UP Mindanao. So when I came back, as promised to Dean Arboleda that I was coming back, I was surprised when faculty members were asked in the College of Agriculture to either join CPAf or remain in the College of Agriculture. So when I was asking what is this, what is the choice about, and they told me that an institute of community education is being established with the College of Public Affairs. So without hesitation, I chose to go with the College of Public Affairs. And the first dean was Dr. Levy Cabanilla,
Yes.
and he appointed me as the chairman of instruction for the college. And the first thing that we had to do is to create a program with 5 majors to include all the institutes as a tying up of all the institutes in one program. So we had a lot of brainstorming, especially first brainstorming on what is the meaning of public affairs.
Mm.
And then the second is brainstorming on the program to call it really a public affairs program. And as you know, we had a lot of wise faculty members before. We had Dr. Adriano, Dr. Tagarino, Dr. Mancebo, of course, Dr. Cardenas, Dr. Who are those? And the discussion on the just the meaning of public affairs was really heated. It did not we did not finish it in one morning or afternoon. It had to be continued in another day, because the question is, what is public affairs? Is it really just for public service? So definitely they said, no, it's not just for public service. And until it was agreed that public affairs should mean furtherance of public interests. So of course, as an educator, I agreed with that, because education is of course a public interest, and so with the other institutes. And the next was the brainstorming on the program to tie up all the 5 institutes. So we agreed to have one program, which is the Master in Public Affairs, having 4 core courses, which means that these core courses, should be known by all graduates of public affairs.
Mhm.
And so with that decision, each institute got busy writing their courses, revising their courses, and so on. And as chairman of instruction, I was the one in charge of collecting all their write-ups, revising it, editing it, and so on. And the core courses were, of course, the ethics in public affairs, the leadership in community development, and we have another course I forgot, and then the DM 224 as the core courses.
Mhm.
And then in our major education management, we had to write new courses also. So everybody was busy writing courses. In fact, the CPAf was still closed at that time. It's not yet occupied by the faculty yet. We went there as faculty members to write the
course.
program.
Mhm.
And it was a record time for the Master in Public Affairs, because it's the program that was approved after only 2 years in the making. That was a record time for all of the programs in the university. It passed through the executive committee, the curriculum committee, the university council, and then the board of regents until it was approved in 1999. The first semester of 1999, we opened our doors to our first students in master in public affairs, and we had about 20 students, and we were really glad about it, having about 20 students for a new program.
Yes, ma'am. It's already a feat during that time. It was a new
Yes,
program, but you already had 20 student enrollees.
yes,
Uh-huh.
and we even had foreign students.
Mm.
So during that time, you really saw the need for a public affairs course. That this is something that is timely. The courses that you are going to propose and that were consequently approved is something that would need to be subscribed by the people who will work for the public sector.
Yes, especially for those in like LGUs, those serving in LGUs, they saw the need to take the course.
Mhm.
Until now, ma'am, one of the groups of people who really take the courses in CPAF are those who are
L-
working
yes,
for
for
the government.
LGU. Yes, there
And
are
I
many.
think they are doing well in their own areas.
Apo. Yes, ma'am. But during that time po, since you were focused po on coming up with this graduate academic programs, were you also conscious of the research and extension po that CPAF could offer during po that time?
Yes, of course. That was one of the challenges, to recruit qualified faculty members for the college. And in fact, it was really difficult to recruit faculty members because, mayabang tayo eh. When we say UP, we think we're the best. And so sometimes we don't want to hire faculty members who are graduates from another state university. So, so it was quite difficult to really recruit qualified faculty members.
But kita naman po natin ngayon, no, we have produced, no, not just UP scientists but even an academician over the years in with CPAF. But ma'am, with yeah, given dun sa mga nasabi mo na earlier, was CPAF really intended to focus on graduate academic programs?
Yes, because we are targeting those professionals already in the field to be better in their field, and we would like them to be the trainers in their own area. So actually, we are not really training graduate students to be workers, but as trainers in their own areas to be of service in their own places. So,
So,
but we have, don't you know that we have undergraduate courses, we, which is on education, the basic courses in education, which is catering to the math and science teaching of the College of Arts and Sciences. So we are admitting actually non-degree students to take these undergrad courses before they take the licensure examination for teachers. So it's a service. The undergrad courses that we have are service courses for those who are willing to be teachers mostly in the secondary education.
ma'am, I'm glad that you mentioned that because not many, I don't think many people know that we also have service courses being offered for the undergraduate students.
Yes,
Uh,
I'm sorry about that, but it's not really popular. But it
yes.
is being taken by like the human ecology students,
Mhm.
the arts and sciences, of course, because of their math and science teaching, and
Yes.
some courses like math because they would like to be teachers
Mhm.
after graduating. And
Mhm.
so they take the undergrad courses of education.
Right. Yes, ma'am. And in fact, I'm already teaching one of the service courses, but for the agrarian studies naman. So, yeah.
Oh, good.
So, parang ano lang, parang nung, kasi nagkukwentuhan din kami ni Danix before na, ay, saan nga ba yung CPAf? Nung nagsa-start kami as a researcher in CPAf, saan nga ba yung CPAf? Doon daw kami mag-work, ganun. So, we only got to know that there's an existing college that offers a full course for the graduate level, but service courses are also offered for the undergraduate level. And this is something that I feel like it was really good that you were able to mention in during our talk, so that those people who would be watching or listening to our interview with you would get to know, hindi lang pala ito yung offer ng CPAF. They're also connected with the undergraduate level. All right. So, ma'am.
Yes, and we collaborate with the other colleges because of it. And mind you, the students from UPLB who take the licensure examinations are having 100% passing.
Wow. That's a feat. All right. So, ma'am, from what you have already mentioned is that CPAF is not just concerned with may mapag-graduate lang tayo na student, but we're concerned with um, equipping trainers, and perhaps not just equipping the trainers, but actually equipping leaders who would go into the field of public service. But at the time that you were part of this, the executive committee of Dean Mancebo, can you remember what were the challenges during his term?
Well, of course, the first challenge is recruiting, as I've said, recruiting faculty members who are really qualified for the position and for the expertise that we are looking for. The second challenge is, of course, after the first term of Dr. Cabanilla, of course, there were some problems with the structure of the building, the leaking of the roof, the leaking of the lecture room. And the leak is in the joint roof of the old building and the new building. And when it leaks, it goes down to the basement. And when the floor is wet, of course, it's slippery. And it took so many years to solve that. The lecture room, of course. There, I can remember once when I was having a lecture, the middle of my lecture, I had to move the seats of the students because the lecture room was leaking. And then the third is, of course, the raising of funds for research opportunities for the faculty members. As you know, the promotion of faculty members now rely on their researches.
Mm-hmm. But I hope, ma'am, even those challenges while you were teaching, no, I hope what the students remembered is, it was fun being being with CPAP even through those challenges.
Oh, po, yes. And I think it is already memorable for the students since they became a student of the newer colleges of UPLB po. And I think that in itself is already an achievement of CPAF. But other than that, ma'am, aside from being able to offer po academic programs, what do you think were the other greatest achievements of the college during the time po that you were a part of the Execom under Dean Mancebo?
Well, of course, one achievement that I can remember is that since we were concerned with at that time the climate change and risks reduction management,
Okay.
Dr. Mancebo was able to tap funds like from DA Bar, even from the Department of Health, to be able to conduct researches. And one of our faculty members before, Dr. Marlene Perlas, was able to conduct research regarding the quality of water. And we did this in Palawan. And since we are already in Palawan, we had a seminar workshop with people like agricultural planners, the planners in the government, in the governor's office, the agriculturists, and so on. And we were able to have a seminar workshop using the rapid rural appraisal, wherein they could appraise the livelihood that they could offer to the people in their areas, and also um, really look into the disaster prone areas so that they could do something about it. And because of that, the college was awarded the best extension award during the loyalty day at the time. We had that, it was really recognized as the extension, the best extension at that time that we did. And then, of course, one achievement of Dr. Mancebo was collaborating with the other Asian nations, organizing the Asia Pacific Association of Environment, of Agriculture and Environment Educators. And the active countries here were Japan, Thailand, and South Korea. And Dr. Mancebo was uh, the one of the founding officers of that association. And the first international conference was done here in the Philippines in 2002, which was done in Erie. And we were able to attract about 150 participants coming from the different areas in the Philippines, and of course from the other Asian nations, especially, as I've said, Japan, South Korea, Thailand,
Yes.
and Indonesia.
Mhm. So it has been like with CPAF, the target is always going outside. It's not just about having students within the Philippines, but even engaging internationally. Ano po, we have even in its early years, CPAF has been in the forefront of pursuing maybe partnerships internationally. But ma'am, given that you have been you were with CPAF at the time that it is still establishing itself as the College of Public Affairs and now the College of Public Affairs and Development. How do you see CPAF now? How do you see CPAF 10 years from now?
Let's start with 5 years, okay?
Okay, sige po. It's
Parang ang layo ng
Sige
10
po.
years.
10 years.
I would like to think, like, I think that 5 years from now, the education management part will spin off from the College of Public Affairs and collaborate with the arts and sciences because of their science and math teaching. And I think they will create a new college which will focus on the art of teaching. And it will be good for, well, as I've said, for undergraduate students to really have that college so that we will have hopefully better teachers and hopefully better students, especially in science and math, because we are lagging behind in the ranking of the science results and math results with compared with the other Asian nations. And well, with that, then the College of Public Affairs can really focus on community development, which is the flagship program actually of the college. And that is the one that is attracting the students from developing countries like Nepal, Bhutan, India. And still, community development is a good program to be had in the in CPAF. But I do hope that courses will be updated, can be enriched and can really incorporate courses, especially on climate change and risk reduction management. And in fact, Dr. Mancebo before was thinking of having a full course on GIS, but we cannot have a faculty for that. So it was just incorporated as a topic in one of the courses, like in policy analysis. For GIS can help in policy analysis, and it we can really have more on climate change and environment, and it can help especially the LGUs on strategic planning and on policy analysis for their healthcare and environment thing, especially at this time when typhoons are getting stronger.
I
Yes, ma'am.
think I got it.
Opo. I think po naman the college is already in the process of reviewing po, di ba, Miss Jerry? Reviewing
Yes,
and
I do hope.
updating po the curricular programs, ma'am. And we're also actually po, the college wants to target po the linking of its research and instruction, since the college's research is all about the public service, the policy. I think it's good po, no, to merge po
Right,
the outputs of our research to be used for instruction.
right.
So
Yes,
I think,
especially
ma'am,
the researches.
yes, ma'am. I think that is very doable within the 5-year period po. Ano?
Then the next 10 years will be the implementation. But
Opo,
I
yes,
forgot
ma'am.
to mention one challenge is the in the library acquisition of new references. That is
Yes,
one
ma'am.
important challenge that we faced last time. And I can remember as chair of the instruction before, I went with our librarian for the book sales and so on. And I was surprised to see bundles of books there of new references that were already bundled, and they were already reserved for the private uh, schools in Manila. They beat us to those new references. And so I had to choose books from what they left behind. Twice I did that. And we were always, because they're in just because they are in Metro Manila, they got the better
So they have the
books.
access. Yes, ma'am.
Yes, they got the better references. But
Opo,
well,
yes.
maybe we can activate the online references, but I cannot really exchange online books with the real books because you go back to it, take notes and so on.
Opo, yes, ma'am. I personally, ma'am, would likes reading the printed versions of electronic books.
Over the yes.
Over the electronic copies. Ma'am, but I am very happy to share na as of the moment po, marami na pong reference books po na bago sa college
Talaga?
library.
That's
Yes
Yes.
good.
po, ma'am. Especially po on the methods, on the new methods. Lagi po kaming suki po ng library na nag-uunahan po sa hiram po ng mga bagong acquisitions. And yes po,
Who
and I
is the
think po,
librarian now? May I know?
It's Miss Mary Ruth Rasco. She's on top of our library acquisition, and even ma'am yung online journals natin
Opo, yes, ma'am. And
always
also po
updated.
the UPLB
Very
main library is also very helpful po in looking po, for example, for journal articles. Ayan po, mas nagiging proactive na po ang
Yes,
ating
the
library.
journals are very important, but they are expensive. But
Yun lang.
Yes
choose
po,
the
ma'am.
better journals
I think that's
that
the
would
problem
help
po for
the
those in
students.
the academe po. Most journals po should be paid for, but ayun po, one of the
Yes,
challenges po for
Yes.
people in the academe po.
that
But
was one
now,
of the challenges that I faced as a director. I really
opo,
needed
ma'am.
references before.
Opo. Challenge din po until now. So we usually rely po on our networks po to have copies of journals po on partnership. So it's really good po that CPAP have po these linkages.
Yeah.
So,
That's good.
ma
That's good news.
Apo, yes po. So, ma'am, ngayon naman po, since si PAF is po reaching another milestone, although even in the early years, as early as 2000, may mga milestones na po ang si PAF po. But now that we are reaching our 25th year, what is po your message po for the college?
Well, keep it up, and really try to reach out to the areas where they really need trained people to work with them and teach them the values that we learn from CPAF, and especially ethics in public affairs. I'm very proud of that course because it made our course distinct from the other courses in the university. And we are really emphasizing the importance of ethics in public affairs that we hopefully our graduates will transfer on to their trainees when they go out into the field. So CPAF, carry on and continue the values that we have really inculcated in you as students of CPAF.
Opo. Yes, I remember that subject, ma'am, ethics in public affairs. Since even though I am not originally a student of CPAF, but as a CPAF researcher, I took po that course.
Oh, really?
So,
Yeah.
yes po, ma'am.
It's
So,
a good
ma'am,
one.
opo, yes po, it's a good one. It's a good, na ipakilala po sa amin ang konsepto po ng public affairs, and I
Yes.
think Miss Jerry and Ma'am Carol, I think all staff of CPAF should po undergo po that course.
That course.
Po for
Yeah, everyone
yes po,
should
ma'am.
really take that course.
Opo, everyone should
The
really take that
discussion
course.
I'm actually given that I'm in charge together with Dr. Serrano to teach ethics this
Ethics
semester.
in public affairs.
Oh, really?
Hopefully yes, ma'am. So hopefully we'll be able to really give our best to teach the students there of the importance of
Opo.
ethics in public
And,
affairs.
and in fact, that course was really created to have team teaching with another faculty. The purpose of that is for the senior faculty to mentor junior faculty to teach the graduate courses. So the core courses were really established such that it could have a mentoring thing in their class. That's the purpose of having team teaching in the courses.
Opo. Yes po. So I really see, ma'am, that the academic programs po of CPAF are meant to be passed on po for mentorship for a mentorship activities. So opo, I distinctly remember po during that time, since when I first graduated and decided po to take my masters, I did not enroll under CPAF graduate courses, even though I was a researcher already of CPAF. But I made it a point to take CPAF courses so I could be closer to the college. So I would know what the college is all about. So ayun po, parang mafe-feel ko po na mas malapit yung puso ko sa college kapag nag-take ako ng academic courses
That's
under
good.
CPAF. Opo, yes po.
Good decision.
So, now po, ma'am, with my master's, my minor is actually policy. And ayun
Yes.
po. So, I
Yeah.
took po courses under strategic planning and policy studies. So ayun po, ma'am, I think we have already asked po all the questions that we want to ask, and we thank you very much for being with us today, since we have learned a lot from you, especially po during the past na wala pa po kaming idea or very little idea of what has happened in the past. So it's very good that you are with us as we honor our past and celebrate the present, as we celebrate the present for
I'm
our
honored
future.
that I was invited and talk to you about what happened before the CPAF opened its doors to the students. We had a lot of preparations really before the doors were opened to the students.
Right.
Opo. And not really do hope, but we will make sure, ma'am, that we will continue on with what you started here at the college.
Okay. Thank you. Keep it
Thank you.
up.
Thank you, Ma'am Carol. And I
Thank you
hope
very much.
and wish that you enjoy the days that no, and I hope ma'am na pag may another invitation kami ay paunlakan mo ulit kami.
If
Opo, yes
God
po.
willing.
Yes po,
Of
ma'am. Thank you
course.
very much po once
Of
again,
course.
ma'am.
Bye.